Hello and welcome back to another video. Today here with all the information you need to know about Series 15 and 16 on Forza Horizon 5. So basically over Christmas and New Year they roll both updates out at once and give us a preview of both of them on their live stream so that they can take a break over Christmas, which is fair enough I suppose. Which will be themed around Horizon Holidays for Series 15 and FORDzathon for Series 16. 15 you might have expected, but 16 is a bit more of a surprise and a little bit more different. 15 is almost exactly the same as last year's Christmas themed update, but does at least mean the changing world will finally change again and will give us the ice rink back, which is cool, and that would be fun to see that return, but it is exactly the same as it was before, so it's not really a new bit of content. They have also finally put the auction house back up, having spent a while getting rid of the glitch that gave people money to spend in there and sorted out a few of the other things, so it's good to see they did that quickly. It's just a shame they don't do that with some of the other vaults in the game. But to say sorry for that being down, they have given us two rare cars, the new BMW M4 Competition and the Audi RS e-tron, which should already be in your message center as gift vehicles. One cool addition is a new build stub outside the stadium to create event lab routes from. I just hope they're going to add more and more of these going forward, because one isn't really much help. Other than that, over the next two series, we have not a lot else of note, other than some actually new cars, which, given the shortage of new vehicles and the amount of recycled cars recently, is very good to see, because that's long overdue. There are also some recycled cars as well, but it's good to see that they're listening and actually adding some new stuff. For some reason they showed an image of everything they've added since launch, presumably to try and show us that they have been adding stuff and haven't been lazily recycling stuff, but it didn't really show that. There wasn't loads considering how long the game's been out. And another thing I didn't like is that they've turned off chat on their live streams, so that we can't give our unhappy comments when they tell us something we don't like. Although luckily this time it is much improved over what we got in the previous update. So anyway, let's take a look at all of the monthly and weekly prize cars, including the new, rather exciting and long overdue brand new vehicles. The Secret Santa feature from last year is also returning, where if you gift enough cars to each other through barn finds and through the FORDzathon shop during December, you'll be able to win an outfit and a car, which they say is brand new to Forza, but haven't revealed what it is yet. But is very clearly the Lamborghini Sian Roadster that we kind of already knew was coming to the game. So that's how you win that. It's going to be in the Secret Santa, not in the playlist itself. Let's begin with Series 15's overall prizes then. For 80 points you can win an Extreme E car again, and for 160 points overall you can win the Ferrari California T again. In the first week, which is summer, for 20 points you can win the AMC Javelin, which returns from previous titles, and for 40 points you can win the BMW M3 GTS again. In the second week, which is autumn, for 20 points you can win the Plymouth Fury, which returns from previous games, and for 40 points you can win the Dodge Super Bee again. In the third week, which is winter, for 20 points you can win the Cadillac Limo, which returns from previous titles, and for 40 points you can win the ridiculously expensive Classic Mercedes again. And finally, in the fourth week, which is spring, for 20 points you can win the AMC Rebel, which returns from previous titles, and for 40 points you can win the Gunther Works again. And on the 8th of December you will all be given the new Cupra Urban Rebel concept, which I'll show somewhere on screen here, completely for free, separate from the playlist, so watch out for that in your message center then. That's all for Series 15 though. Now let's take a look at Series 16. So, Series 16, for 80 points overall you can win the MG6 X-Power, and for 160 points overall you can win the Hoonicorn V2, which is already in the game. In the first week, which is summer, for 20 points you can win the Megane RS250, which returns from previous games, and for 40 points you can win the Ford Julie Hot Wheels, which is already in the game. In the second week, which is autumn, for 20 points you can win the MG6 racing car, and for 40 points you can win the Ranger Raptor, which isn't new to the game. You will notice though, for FORDzathon there are a lot of Ford prizes, but none of them are actually new. In the third week, which is winter, for 20 points you can win the Renault Clio concept thingy that we raced once in Horizon 4, and for 40 points you can win the Ford GT. And finally, in the fourth week, which is spring, For 20 points you can win another Renault Clio, which is returning from previous games, and for 40 points you can win the Ford Fiesta rally car. Apart from the new cars, this is very much the same as any other festival playlist, to be honest, although it is good to see some new vehicles, because we were still long overdue some actually new vehicles, so it is good to see. However, as expected, this is almost exactly the same as last year's holiday update, with pretty much the same changing world, it appears, the same collectibles, and a very similar playlist overall, apart from those new vehicles. As always, the update will drop at 6 PM GMT on Tuesday, with the first week of the playlist beginning at 2:30 PM GMT on Thursday. Anyway, I'm glad of some new cars, and very much look forward to giving them a go when they arrive in-game. For now though, for a first look at Update 15 and 16, that is going to be all, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back with the next video very soon.